York. But there are reports now that he's willing or ready to fork over $20 million to seal the deal by the end of May and put to bed the notion of a contested convention. Meanwhile, though, the RNC is gathering today in Florida. They're talking about the rules, but there are also some rumblings. They're still out there, guys, I got to tell you. And in fact, they're growing louder that some party insiders are looking for a, quote, white knight. Both Ted Cruz and John Kasich, in the meantime, also met with RNC leaders today. Joining me now, Liz Peek, Steve Rogers, and Morgan Ortegas. Liz, you wrote a piece about this, a great piece. And it's still a very complicated thing, right? You know, it's illegal to buy votes, but you can do a lot of things with these delegates.
Well, everyone is running around the country now making sure that the delegates on the second ballot will vote for them. Kasich announced Monday, for example, that in Indiana, where there are 57 delegates in play, he has got a majority of them ready to vote for him on the second ballot. That is enormous. You have to ask yourself, how are they getting those people to make a commitment like that? And the bad news is they can do almost anything. They can pay airfare. I don't mean the candidates, but donors to the candidates can pay for trips. They can pay for a little vacation.
Does anyone audit this? I mean, is there a limit to it?
You don't have to announce. You don't have to tell anybody. There's no reporting on it. The RNC Rules Committee is meeting this weekend. They need to fix this because ethically, of course, you hope everyone lives up to what you hope for. But I think there could be some hanky-panky.
I'm telling you, Steve, all Trump's got to do is show up with a box of Trump steaks and some vodka, baby. I mean, fill this bad boy up.
Well, look, Charles, now that you have the entire planet marinated on Colin Powell, I got to tell you that it's amazing. But you're right. Look, the RNC, one rule should now fix this: the will of the people. It's fixed. It's over. It's done. Game over after New York. So if they get together and they say, look, the man is ahead, meaning Donald Trump is ahead. He's the winner. Let's now unite as a party and move forward.
Well, I know earlier and more previous election cycles that there was an unofficial declaration of the winner much sooner. The party coalesced around that particular person, and I think it made it a little easier. But listen, also, Morgan, with these delegates, it's not just about paying them off. A lot of them have ideological differences with the people who were voted for in their particular district.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any evidence, though, of people actually being paid off? I know it can happen,
Not
but
yet.
Is there evidence?
I have spoken to some delegates, and they have not been approached with actual goodies, but the hint is out there.
Yeah, because I think that, I mean, we have to be careful, I think, in how we're portraying it, because that's a big charge to level at donors and delegates that there may not be evidence of it happening.
But there's also.
But wait, let me just say, I don't think that there can't be a Republican with common sense that thinks that you can nominate a white knight at the convention. It's just not possible. Even very mainstream Republicans like Senator Lindsey Graham has said it should be Donald Trump or Ted Cruz at a convention. There's one really easy way to stop this discussion between now and the convention. Donald Trump needs to get to 1237, and then this won't be a discussion. And you know what? It's not that hard for him.
It isn't. But in regards to delegates on a local level, a lot of party bosses control these delegates. Look, there are meetings after meetings, and those party bosses are saying, this is the way it's going to work. And if a person wants to keep their job, if a person wants to keep whatever they benefit they gain from those party bosses, they're going to obey the party bosses. It's time to listen to the people.
Well, in some places, though, aren't there votes on the delegates? The grassroots voters actually get a chance to determine who the delegates are?
Absolutely. And then, by the way, they're also going to vote to who's on this rules committee. The rules that are in place right now are basically, that's not going to happen. A week before the convention, they'll make up new ones.
Major changes? Because I think the one rule everyone's thinking about is this rule that you got to have 8 states.
Right.
And how the hell does Kasich even qualify?
Yeah, exactly. And they probably will toss that out just because, indeed, he is still in the race, if he is still in the race at that point. But there is also a little bit of a hole in that Rule 40. You only have, it's not worth going into details, but there could be an end run around any of these rules.
I slightly disagree with Liz there, because I think the majority of the delegates going into the convention will, of course, be Trump and Cruz delegates. And I think that those people are going to do, in terms of being on the Rules Committee, they're going to establish rules that are in the best interest of their candidates. So those are going to be the majority of the people.
And not in the best interest of the people. Yeah, absolutely correct.
All right, guys, let's leave it there. Thanks a lot. Well, in fact, we're just moments away right now from a Donald Trump rally in